7. Hello, this is John with My First Ukulele, and today I'm going to be going over some essential finger picking warm-ups that you can do. And this is something you can do every time you pick up your ukulele if you are going to be doing some finger picking. So this is really good to start with. And we're going to start with kind of one finger at a time. Then we're going to do 2 fingers and then 3 fingers. And let's go on ahead and get started on that. All right, so we are going to be doing some basic finger picking exercises. What I would do at first is like probably a C scale, and there's 2 different ways that you can do that. You probably should do it on the C string first, and the C scale on the C string. And let's go over a couple of things first. So in your picking hand, we have your thumb, and we have your index finger. So finger 1, 2, 3, 4 usually, right? Now, I'm going to also rename these. I'm going to call this P, and then I, M, A. And usually we don't use the pinky too much. It's just kind of along for the ride, or it can be a brace on your instrument right here. I've chosen this ukulele not for its looks, but because it's got a low G on there right now. So that's the reason that I'm using this one at the moment. So we get that low sound that you can hear, because we're going to be doing some exercises with our thumb as well. All right, well, the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a C scale. Now, you can do this with one finger at first, your index finger. And I want you to find that C note. All right, I'm just plucking the low C string that we have. And let's just do this all on one string. So we have fret 0, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 12. Now let's do the same exercise, except that we're going to use both our index and our middle, and they're just going to alternate. This is like kind of what bass players would do when they're playing. They do the spider walk. Okay, same thing. So we've got C with our index. Then we're going to use our middle on fret 2. And we're going to fret 4, and then we have 5, 7, 9, 11, and 12. So you can speed this up. Let's try it again. Ready, go. Or this is more of a warm-up for your right hand than it is your left hand, right? So you could go all the way through. You could just use a pointer finger as you go up that way. Now, another way you can do this is a little bit harder, is to do your C scale from the C string all the way up through the A string, right? And so this takes a little bit more practice because you're going to be climbing with those fingers on this side, right? So let's go ahead and do it with a pointer finger first. We have fret 0, we have fret 2, we're going to have fret 0 on the E string, fret 1, fret 3, next string, open A, fret 2, and fret 3. All right, that's just with the pointer finger as we went up, right? Let's go on ahead and do that now with both your pointer finger and your middle finger. All right, so now we're going to be doing our scale with pointer and middle. Here we go. Now, there are a couple ways you can get different tones out of your strings when you're finger picking. If you want a soft tone, you want to use kind of more of the fleshy part of your finger. So like right about here, and definitely want to leave a good amount of space as you're plucking that. Now, if you have longer nails and you actually do trim them and work on them, you can go more towards your nail to give you a little bit sharper sound. Kind of like that. You can hear that punch every time that I'm playing the string. So it depends on what you're going for whenever you're playing those notes. Okay, so that is our one finger at a time warm up that we've got. You can go up one string, or you can go up those 3 strings, at least in the key of C. That's kind of where I would begin as we do that. All right, so for the next part, we're going to be doing 2 fingers at the same time, and I've got my pointer and my middle, and we're going to grab the middle 2 strings right here. Okay, and we're also going to be ascending the scale, and I'm going to be giving you those left hand patterns or those fretting hand patterns. So first is they're both open, and then we're going to be doing fret 1 and the E and fret 2 on the C string. So it's 0 0 2 1. Now I'm giving you directions from the ceiling to the floor. Okay. We have 4 3, and then we've got 5 5, 7 7, and then we have 9 8, and then we'll have 11 10, and then 12s together, right? So I'll do it again. Right, so those are simultaneous, like, and I had my thumb on the G string just to like give me a little bit of strength. Right, so those are like that's a C scale in harmony, right? You've got like the third higher than the bottom note that you have on the C. So another way you can do that is alternating. You alternate your pointer and your middle. So right, and you can go down. Something like that, right? So, and you can do that at all different kinds of speeds. And that's just using your two fingers simultaneously or interchangeably as you go up, right? Okay, so now I want to do just a little exercise with you and how you can use your thumb, okay? So let's just grab a C chord real quick, and now this might help you. I do have my pinky down here as a brace. You don't have to do this. You'll just find that you have your right hand or your plucking hand will be a little bit more relaxed as you do this if you have something to rest it on. So I'm on my C string with my thumb, and then the E and the A string, I'm just plucking upwards. I'm just alternating, right? And if you feel like you're maybe a little bit out of practice at first, what you can do is you could just play those 3 strings simultaneously as you go, right? Perfect, and that's a really good place to get started. And then you can do that alternating thing. What we're going to go to next is we're going to alternate between the thumb between the C and the G string, right? Okay, just getting really comfortable doing that. I mean, you can leave your pinky down if that does help you, give you some stability. Okay, then what I want to do is I want to simultaneously play the E and the A string with that. Alternate. It's a really good exercise to do. And you can pick any chord you want. You can do it on the F chord, the G7, C. Get the idea, right? So really, the real good practice that you can do on this is integrating it in songs that you already know. Maybe you're just used to strumming everything. And that's all well and good. Most of what I do is strum most of the time in songs, but it is sometimes nice to change things up a little bit, give it a fresh play on like how you're doing it, or maybe you want to do more of a country style, a picking style, that type of thing. So, all right, and for the last part, so we are going to go up the neck. We're going to use 7th chords in this so that we can access the A string. It'll all make sense. So we're going to grab all 4 strings. We're just going to pluck that. That's a C chord. Then we're going to do a D minor 7. That's leaving the pinky down where it was, and then just making a D minor shape. 2 2 1 3 is the shape. D minor. Take the same shape, move it towards your right hand or your plucking hand 2 frets. This is D minor. This is E minor 7. Good. And then we're going to set up on the F chord. And you can use 3 fingers for this if you'd like. It's a little bit cramped on a smaller instrument than a tenor. So this is F. Another way that you can do this is if you're pretty decent at doing a bar chord, you can fret this with like your ring finger and then make sure you peel it off enough that you can access the pointer finger up here. Mine's buzzing a little bit, so that's kind of why I'm choosing to make the F this way. Then we have the G set up on fret 5 with your pointer finger. We have an A minor next. This is set up on fret 7 with your pointer finger. Okay. 10th fret, we're doing like a B flat 7 chord here. We're doing like a B flat 7th chord because it just doesn't sound quite right to do a right on the B natural. So going from B flat to C sounds just a little bit nicer as we go up through this way. So what you can do with that, you can do a whole lot with that. You can pluck all the strings simultaneously. Right, something like this. I'm doing 4 each. Right, so you can do that, or you could do you could alternate. D minor, E minor, right, something like that. Or you can just come up with your own patterns, or go back to what we were doing before. Right, you can get the idea. Make up your own. I find that the best exercises are the ones that you're trying to work on through the music that you're currently playing. But I hope this was useful to you today, and we are about to do a lot more finger picking in the future here on My First Ukulele. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe to the My First Ukulele channel down below, where you can catch many more ukulele videos. I've been John, and until next time, happy picking. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.